to Ida. Lord, my uncle still talks about how mad he was about the creation of the CDL.
Yep.
I like some of the older guys.
Dude, I don't eat in the restaurants all that often anymore because diabetes.
Right.
But I would say probably about half the time there will be some older guy there that strikes that conversation up and talks about running 3 logbooks in the 80s.
Trying to keep track of the lies, you know what I mean? And then, those of you who know me. It was not okay, man. But that's even before me, it was cheaper not to have a logbook at all in your truck rather
Mhm.
than get busted for a log violation. So, back in the day, you used to see it. You drive past a way station, and there's a stack of logbooks out on the side of the road.
Yep.
Just blowing in the wind, logbook after logbook after logbook. Because back in the day, it was like a $50 fine because you didn't have a logbook. And they're like, here, start a new one right here and fill it out best you can. And you're like, okay, and they'd send you on your way. Pay $50. I
Not
don't want
anymore.
to keep up with the stories. No, Lord help you now.
Yeah.
I just said, Jeff, you clearly have spoken to my uncle.
Yeah, so that's something too. I was talking to you about this the other day, Charlie. I can't remember what the issue was, but it was something political. But I've noticed people argue the wrong thing,
Right.
and the ELD mandate is the perfect one. People are upset because there's an ELD. And I'm telling you, your problem isn't with the ELD. All it is a method of tracking your hours. That's it.
Right.
Your problem is with the hours of service.
Exactly.
So
The
people
hours of service
argue
are the
against
problem.
ELDs when the real problem is the hours of service, and you don't hear people complaining about that. It's bizarre to me.
Michael said, thanks for the answer, Jeff.
Yep.
We do try. But yeah, there's all these things that we could, die on a hill over, right? And that's the thing that, like Jeff was saying, is people they get on these hills and they're arguing the wrong part of it.
Yeah.
Right. It's okay. So you got an ELD, it tracks your hours. You had to track your hours before if you were working within the limits of the law. Let's be real.
Yep.
Right. And those hours of the tracking rather was to ensure safety. The hours of service is where they kind of went sideways on because they made it impossible to get good rest for some people.
Yep.
Right. There are days back in the day where I could literally, and I'm absolutely telling you, safely operate a vehicle for 24 hours. There are other days where 3 hours in, I need to sleep for 8.
Yeah.
You used to be able to stop your log, get a good nap, and drive on. Of course, nowadays you're screwed. You got that split sleeper stuff that confuses the hell out of everybody, right? It's fairly simple, but confusing all the same. It's weird. My favorite hours of service, you could run 5 and 5 in a team. It was great. So I'd drive for 5 hours. I'd go sleeper for 5 hours. I'd drive for 5 hours. I'd be in sleeper, but watching a movie for 5 hours. And we would just run like that nonstop and just keep going and going and going. And especially back then, 5 hours of sleep, that was gold.